So my name is Cyrus, and I'm interested in a woman who has a big personality, but is also very humble. A woman who is very strong, very go-getter, a leader type, but also just very sweet, very loving, very caring type of woman.
Hey, my name is Taylor, and I am interested in someone who loves faith, fashion, football, and music.
So I'm not gonna lie, she is definitely looking like she's ready for like a real date. I feel like I'm kind of like dressed down a little bit. So she definitely is kind of killing me on the fashion game right now.
How are you?
Hey,
I'm Taylor, nice to meet you. Wow, this dude's shoes are dope. I've never seen these before. I wonder if they have those in my size. Are you from Atlanta?
No, I am from Gary, Indiana.
Okay.
So where Michael Jackson's from. That's the only cool thing that we have to claim.
Gotcha, are you into music?
Yeah, I think people are weird if they don't like music. It's like who doesn't like some type of music.
I agree. So what brought you to Atlanta?
Okay, I'm gonna pause you because I need to ask you a couple.
No, go ahead.
That's cool. Where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles.
What part?
Playa del Rey area.
And how long have you been here?
9.5 months.
Oh, dang. And you just came here like
I'm
straight
new.
from there? Wow. What is it, or how are you getting like adjusted and acclimated here?
So she just told me she is from LA. She's only been here for 9 months. And I'm not gonna lie, LA is cool, LA is dope, but someone who's only been here for 9 months, how close can I get to this person? Like maybe they haven't really gotten acclimated to their real friends groups here. I don't know, it's just a lot that I'm seeing. I gotta process a lot.
All right, so I had a couple questions I'm supposed to ask you. Do you think dating should be exclusively with one person? Why or why not?
I think it depends on the person's ideology or definition of dating.
What is yours?
I think that if we're exclusively dating, then definitely. If we're in a relationship, then yeah, it should be exclusive. And that's kind of my take on that.
How do you feel about getting to know?
If we're in the getting to know each other
like,
phase.
not like, okay, we're friends, but like clearly romantically, how do you feel about getting to know multiple people at once?
I think it's situational. In the past, there have been moments where I have gotten to know multiple people at the same time, but once I saw that one of them was kind of going in the direction of, commitment, then obviously, I took the initiative to cut those other people off.
Okay, so I'm not gonna flex. Her saying that she's open to kind of dating a couple different people at the same time. Once upon a time, I was that same guy, but I'm at a point now where I'm really looking for something serious. I don't have time to kind of juggle a couple different women at once. I'm just trying to get to know one person at a time. If that doesn't work out, then I'll move on. But the fact that she's open to talking to a couple guys kind of makes me think like, would I be setting myself up to be getting played?
Would I be able to have the passcode to your phone if we were together? And just to clarify, we're not married, we're just in a relationship.
So in a relationship, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I'm really big on like I've never asked anyone for their passcode, but I always want like if I'm in like an exclusive relationship with someone, it's like, yeah, you could definitely, have my things or whatever.
So he's saying that he doesn't mind me having his passcode for security reasons, but I've heard that before. So I'm just kind of wondering if he's telling the truth or not. It's no biggie either way. He can't put his face on my phone.
I'll be shallow or vain. A physical feature of mine that caught your eye.
Your smile.
Thank you. Well, if I was to answer, I would say like your smile too. You're like just really pretty. Your hair is nice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You can't compliment me too much because I blush and I'm gonna be red.
Public or private relationship? Is it important to you that I let people know we are together on social media?
I don't know.
I've seen like a lot of people post stuff like on social media saying like, oh, keep your relationship private so don't mess it up, but.
I think there's value to that, but I also think that there are times where it's okay to be public.
Yeah.
I work in social media, that's kind of what I do. So I have mixed feelings about it. I see how social media can be damaging to relationships.
Yeah.
If you expose yourself and your mate to social media too soon or too often.
Yeah, my last relationship, we were very, very social media public. We were one of those social media couples that kind of happened accidentally. And I would say like, it wasn't good. It was dope for people to kind of see things, but there were certain parts of our relationship where we weren't dealing with issues we had because we were too busy posting stuff about our relationship.
How would you respond if your child came out of the closet? And would it be a different response if it were your son as opposed to your daughter?
How would I respond? So this is something I definitely would, well, I guess we're discussing this now, but I would definitely respond like with love. I'm sure my children will understand like that my views line up with the word of God, but my first thing would be to love them, would be to embrace them, would be not to shame them, make them feel very comfortable, let them know that I'm not in support of that, but I am in support of them, and that I'll be in support of them like for the rest of their life. And what was the second part of the question?
Would it be a different response if it were your son versus your daughter?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. I believe I feel like one of the detriments today with men in our lack is that society, especially in households, we treat boys so differently than girls in terms of the amount of love and affection we give them, in terms of like how we kind of push our daughters to like know how to cook, know how to clean, but it's like the boys, we just let them play. And I think like a lot of instruction, there's an imbalance in the instruction and the way we raise them. And I think that we see a lot of those issues come out in relationships with grown adults. So no, from the way that I love them, the way that I raise them, there'll be a lot of similarities between my sons and my daughters.
I like that response. Very good. So I really respect his answer regarding this. I'm not quite sure how I feel about whether or not he's being kind of upfront. I think that because he took quite a while to like answer the question, that he may have some hesitancy regarding this matter, and naturally I understand that. I think that if I were to have a child who came out of the closet, it would take me a minute to process. That's a big deal. So one, I appreciate the fact that he's being guarded in his answer, but at the same time I want to know how he really feels. I think that the important thing regarding that is to consider the grace that God has for us. And he doesn't differentiate between sons and daughters. A lot of times what happens is, we see something that we don't like in somebody, and we fail to reflect grace upon them, not really considering the fact that God has grace on us. And being homosexual versus being, dishonest is no different. So based on our conversations today, we have to make a decision whether we want to grow and stay, kind of stay in contact, or throw away. So if I was trash, it's cool. Go ahead and say throw away. But we have to make a decision at this point. So I guess on the count of 3, we can go ahead and hold our signs up. All right, 1, 2, 3. When he put his sign up, he was kind of in the middle. He didn't know if he wanted to grow and stay or throw away. And a double-minded man, but I ain't trying to say nothing.
So this is weird for me because what had me split or torn was even knowing which side to put up, because I definitely do want to still get to know you and connect and all of that. I guess the only thing in my mind is knowing that you just recently moved here. And I'm a real big proponent of people having time to really getting saturated in a city, a town, a community, things like that. So I definitely want to still and that's why I wanted to put up grow and stay, but I still want to connect and get to know,
makes sense.
But really sincerely as a friend and just to kind of be in your corner and things like that.
Got you. So with mine, I think that I kind of am on the same page. Mm-hmm. I am big on making connections and kind of just seeing where it goes. Yeah. But because I don't know many people in Atlanta as of yet, I think it would be cool to, have somebody, to maybe tour the city with, or, get to know, where to eat versus,
That's a lot. I wasn't sure which side would. So if it was just relational sense,
right.
Dating sense,
right.
I would say no, but definitely so I would say yes, grow and stay in that case.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. right, I know y'all enjoyed that. That was our first episode of our new dating series entitled The Whole Truth. Man, it's going to be amazing. There are going to be more to come. We actually have super thrilling, exciting, intriguing dates that you guys need to check out. This was our first episode that featured Taylor and Cyrus. What do you think about them?
They are both good-looking people to me, and I always say in my eyes, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. They both now know how to articulate. I gotta give it to my girl Taylor. She dressed to impress. They always say, show up how you want people to perceive you. I know.
So what you trying to say about my boy?
I didn't say nothing about him yet. No, but I heard he had on some nice shoes. She commented on that one. Okay. So I think he thought it would be more like a relaxed setting. You know, he was clean. Yeah. He was definitely clean. He was clean. And apparently his shoes was nice because Taylor commented on them.
Yeah, so, they're both good looking, both well spoken. I know they're both believers. So what you think? There was a point brought up about, he was saying, oh, hold on now. She said that she'd be open to considering multiple people at the same time, kind of getting to know multiple people and then going to choose one. And he was like, no, when I date, it's going to be one and one only.
He's saying he's
the death do we part.
Done with it.
Yeah.
I think where she's coming from is maybe from the world perspective of dating. I know personally, I would not be okay if somebody is interested in me. You better be interested in me if I'm showing that I'm back interested in you. Yeah. I do not want to hear that. Or even now, if you was to tell me like, oh, you know, when we were talking, like I was talking to Jane and Janice at the same time. I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. I just find that to be respectful and keep it to Christian dating. Yeah. Let's not involve the world and try to fit it in our Christian box, but let's do it the right way.
Yeah, she was, but I think she was trying to be respectful to her experiences, because a lot of guys be like, well, we're just getting to know each other. Mm-hmm. That's not fair that you're trying to box me in and you're trying to develop emotions.
So you saying she would love to
absolutely.
Me and you.
What woman wouldn't love to have that exclusivity from a man?
But it's because of how men have brought it into or even the world.
Just the world. Every like situations, people will condemn you and shame you for like getting
because if you show that you like them too much, then you what's the word they use nowadays?
You expose yourself. You're vulnerable.
Or if she's obsessed or she's moving too fast.
True. There gotta be balance.
You gotta show them that you don't like it.
This is why in the Christian idea of dating, I believe that believers should be led in every capacity, in every avenue. So when it comes to dating, when I'm thinking about dating, I'm thinking about marriage in the end. So why are you spending time entertaining people just period? And even if it's one person that you can't see yourself marrying, that does not fit in with your idea of this is a godly man that I would like to be with to marry. I believe people do that all the time. Men will be dating women like, is she cute? But can you see yourself marrying her?
That's a good
if you're a woman, he's handsome and he want to have drinks and I'm lonely. So we went out. Can you see yourself marrying this person? Mm-hmm. And oftentimes you just don't know yet, so you just want to get to know a person. And I think there's nothing wrong with getting to know people. And that's why I believe in any capacity, whether you're dating or not, be safe. So be in public spaces where you could get to know people. And that's why we're pushing this date, because I think oftentimes you never really get to know people until you're married, because you're not asking those hard questions. You're not asking those values, those things that really matter at the core about who they are. Yeah. Like, don't be afraid to get completely honest and completely transparent and say, look, I'm not here to play games. Look, I don't have sex before marriage. All of those things are super important to know what type of person you're dealing with and not waste your time. We are believers, we're stewards. That means we are big on investing our time, right? The Bible says don't cast your pearl to the swine. Amen. And so you don't do that. So to date around just frivolously is not the Christian way, because we're led when we do things. So,
amen. I'm preaching.
Yeah, so I'm leaning towards a Cyrus idea of this. Hey, look, I'm being led to a particular person. I want to take my time, focus, and get to know this person. I don't need to be distracted with a lot of things.
How did you feel about both of their answers when it came to, I really like the question, because you get to see, before you actually have kids with somebody, how do they express their love if their child was to come out the closet?
Yeah, so that's the question was posed to me and my friends during our tour, during our Poets in Autumn tour, and it shook me, because my answer was just like, well, let me be honest, like I would be hurt.
Right.
I realized, and I had to analyze, why would I be hurt? And I was thinking about, well, if my son, and that's why the second question spawned out, if it was your son or daughter. Well, if my son came out and said that, I would try to figure out, where did I fail him? What didn't I teach him? Why couldn't my son be like me or better than me? And in my mind, I'm feeling like he's so flawed in my way. Or I personalize it like, I did wrong. And I felt like that's a selfish way to approach it. Instead of thinking, how can I show my love? It's like, man, how can I protect my image? And that's like, so I wanted to pose that question to a lot of men, especially, so they could kind of really deal with that, because it's a reality, and we see how people, a lot of celebrities are handling it today. I think I loved Cyrus's answer. He said, like, I wouldn't treat them differently. I understand how we have the inclination of treating our children differently, but I want to show love to them. That was the first word that came out of his mouth, love. Do you think that sometimes it's a little too soft to just show love? Like,
well, he started off with saying, with me being a man of God, they're gonna know where I stand.
Okay.
So I think he was saying not just love, but they're gonna know that I don't approve of this, but yet I still love. Ooh, that's just like God. Like, he still loves us.
Yeah, he loves us, but he doesn't love our sin. He's still a holy God, and he still has his expectations. And we continue to pray for our children in the midst of that. And I believe I love Taylor's comment with Grace. She talks about Grace so beautifully. Like, God is not looking at one person and say, well, you're a homosexual and you're a liar, but you're just a liar. Come on now.
A lot, you know. We're like, oh, she got pregnant.
Because you could see it. It's external.
But she was stealing, or he did this and he did that. So I think to show that God says this sin and this sin, they are the same.
Yeah, my standard is holy, just period. So any dissension from my holiness is sin to me. So I think they answered that beautifully. Let's go to the end. That kind of was a nerve-wracking part.
All right.
You know, 1, 2, 3. Grow and stay, throw away. So she chose grow and stay, and he chose throw away at first.
Now, I know Cyrus personally. I like him as a person. But that how you gonna say throw away, and then when you hear her answer, okay, I'm gonna grow and stay with you? I just don't think that was, you know, I don't think he was being honest.
You don't think he was being honest?
No, I don't think he was being honest.
Well, his answer was, you know, someone that could, you know, that just came new to the city. I want to make sure that they really get ingrained in the city before I grow and stay with them, because maybe he's afraid that they would leave, possibly.
So, okay, so he does not want to grow and stay with her. So, okay, so he should have kept that card the same way, saying, okay, I could do that with you, but no, I don't want to grow and stay with you. He shouldn't have flipped it back.
Shouldn't have flipped it. Yeah. You think that was that like a little bit of a people pleasing, like I just don't want to hurt her feelings?
I think he did not want to hurt her feelings. I don't think he was really honest with
So, I mean, and I think that's another hard thing, is like, how many times in dating situations do we drag things on because we don't want to hurt people's feelings? Because we're trying to protect our image, because we don't want people to say that, oh, they wasted my time, or they spend a lot on the first date, I owe them a second date, or this or that. Like, can we be honest and be willing to take whatever risk that is, so that I'm not wasting your time and I'm not wasting your emotional energy. I'm not, because this person may be really considering, maybe planning, plotting, praying about you.
Like, I'm introducing to my family next week.
And you just holding on to a situation that is dead to you. So I think men need to be straightforward and honest if they can, if that's possible. And women need to be able to take that, and women need to be able to be straightforward and honest with their standards and how they feel about things, and not just accept it. I think if she felt the way that you feeling, I think she could have called him out. She didn't know him well, but I think she should have been like, well, why? I don't really appreciate you changing your answer. I wish that you would have held it at throwaway.
I think they were just getting to know each other.
Okay, that's too harsh.
That's too much. Now, maybe on a second meetup,
the confrontation,
but a meetup, she can ask him, and we can see if he's a little bit more honest with his answer.
Okay, but I appreciate them. I think they did an excellent job. Excellent first episode. Can't wait for you guys to check out the second. Y'all stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. Share these videos, man. And I can't wait to show y'all what we got in store. Peace.
Bye.